guys, sorry it's been a while. I don't even have an excuse. Like, I've not been busy. It's just, I don't know, it gets really dark here about like 3 o'clock, and then by that point it's like, oh. But I'm back, and I just want to go over some items that I've sold in the last year from my last videos, and why I sold them, and some of them I replaced with other items. So yeah, first of all, I've just sold this dress to my friend. This is Dolly Marine. Probably haven't even seen this. I haven't even had it a year, but basically I really love the I started really getting into blue, even though I said I'd never buy blue because it's really hard to match shades of blue. But yeah, I bought it. It was like decently priced as well. And then the other week I came across, I think this is Falling Heart, and it also comes with a belt with a love heart, and I much prefer the bodice on this, and I like the matching belt because it has like a very 1950s kind of vibe. But I will say I do prefer the cotton. I like how the cotton feels. This is polyester, but I think this will feel okay in the summer, hopefully. I prefer the pink on this, but I don't know, honestly, like the bodice is really flattering. So I'm giving this to my friend on Monday, and I bought this to replace it. The next item that I sold was Madame Rococo, Madame, I don't know, which was by La Petite Fille, and I sold that because it no longer fit across my bust. I've had it for a long time, and I didn't replace that with anything. Then I sold the Diamond Honey strawberry dress, and again it was just ill-fitting across the bust. The bodice was a bit and I mean that dress was like £20 off of eBay, so it wasn't the best. I replaced that dress with Creamy Cherry by Angelic Pretty. Like, look at the bodice, so much better. It fits me a lot nicer, and I like the little belt on it and everything. I sold this lavender JSK. I mean, it was £15 on Depop. It was ill-fitting. It had all buttons down the centre, and again on the bust it like would pop open and then show your blouse underneath, and oh god, the fabric was awful. It was just terrible. It was a terrible dress, and I didn't replace it with anything. The next dress I really regret selling, but I had to, was the Diamond Honey Kitten Cosmetics dress. It's just so gorgeous, but it just didn't fit me anymore. Hopefully, maybe I will find it again on Lace Market, and then I'll size up. I didn't replace it with anything, and also I have Fantastic Dolly, which has very similar vibes, plus Dreamy Girl Room, Sweet Girl Room, one of those. I have the skirt, again it's lavender and black, and it just has like very similar vibes, so I don't really need to find the dress, to be honest. Next dress that I sold was the Diamond Honey Plaid OP in the black and white gingham, and I replaced it with Cutie School JSK because I'm not really a fan of OPs, and the Diamond Honey dress was just really cheap, and I love black and white gingham. But then this one popped up in Closet Child for like a really decent price. I think this is cotton. It doesn't feel like polyester, but it's not as thick as cotton. I don't know, maybe it's like a blend. I sold my Dreamy Perfume OP, and I replaced it with the JSK. That's right, I finally found the JSK. I feel like I spent every single day looking for this dress for like months on end, and I finally found it on Mercari. I think the length of the OP was much nicer on me, but I didn't like the way it kind of like sat on my bust. Again, this is actually kind of high-waisted. It sits like under the boob, and I prefer it a bit lower, and it is longer on me, and like I've said in like all my videos, I am short, but god, it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, this dress is just, I have the JSK, guys. I do feel kind of sad because I did make a loss on the OP. I think I spent just about 200 quid on the OP, because including shipping, and then I think I had a customs charge on it as well. It ended up being 200 quid, and then I think I sold it for 160 or 150, so I did take a loss, but I got a beauty in return. So, you know, sometimes you've got to take your losses. Next, I sold the Cinema Doll skirt in black, and I don't regret it because I replaced it with something amazing. I replaced it with the pink Cinema Doll JSK, which I found on Mercari, and it was like more than I was willing to spend. But I just kept looking at it. I kept going back, and it sat there for like months. And in the end, I was like, I absolutely love pink and black together. I don't have any pink and black dresses. And yeah, it was a little more expensive, but I was like, you know what? Treat yourself. As if I don't treat myself all the time anyways. And I don't regret selling the skirt because I didn't like the way the skirt sat. It was like straight and then flared from the hip. And I don't really like my stomach area being like highlighted, and it was a bit unflattering. But I will say I do really love the black version of this dress. So maybe if I also find the black JSK as well for a decent price, because they're always like 300 plus, and I'm like, nah, I didn't spend 300 for this, but I did spend more than I was willing to. The next item was that bodyline cherry skirt in pink. I sold that. It was pretty cheap when I bought it, and I sold it for pretty cheap. And I replaced it with Wrapping Heart skirt by Angelic Pretty in pink. Now, no regrets, because this print is absolutely gorgeous and I prefer it to the bodyline one. But I'm so glad I didn't spend that much money on this. The fabric on this, however, it's got like a shine to it, and it just makes it look cheap. And I really hate when AP uses this kind of fabric, because you end up spending like £200 on a dress and it turns up looking like something from a fancy dress shop, because it's got that, can you see, it's kind of got this shiny sheen to it. And I'm like, you know what, I didn't spend that much on it, it's fine. But it's like they've ruined a print with such bad fabric. But I do really love the accents of purple, because I think purple, lavender and red look really beautiful together, and this shade of pink is just like gorgeous. So this one I contemplated for a while, but I sold my Sweetie Chandelier skirt by Angelic Pretty, and my reasoning was the colour that looked best with this was ivory. Now, I think ivory looks beautiful on loads of people, but on me personally, I find that it just washes me out. It kind of blends in with my skin tone. Like, I've seen a lot of women who just they look gorgeous in ivory, especially like people with a darker skin tone than myself. And then I'll put it on and I'm like, oh, it just all blends in, you know. I like things to kind of stand out with whatever I've got, you know. Like, I don't tend to like wearing black dresses with my natural hair because it blends in. I want like a contrast. So yeah, and I literally had like one blouse that I could wear with it that fit the really princessy theme of the skirt. So I didn't want to wear like, oh, I'll just wear like a jumper with it, because it was such a over the top style. It's a beautiful print. I was like looking at the OP and the JSK, but I was like, all I'm going to pair it with is ivory, and I just know I don't feel that great in ivory, so what's the point, you know? So yeah, I did sell it, and I didn't replace it with anything. And I don't think I regret it. I don't miss it. I did have it a very long time, and I feel like I did every kind of coordinate I possibly could with that skirt, so she's gone. And the last item that I sold was the powder rose skirt in white. My reasoning was it didn't really feel like a proper Lolita skirt. It was a lot more casual, because you couldn't wear like the full petticoat underneath, which is fine because I do also like casual styles as well. And I absolutely love white. I really want a white JSK with like pink and blue accents on it. But again, it was the shape. It was that it goes straight down from the waist down to the hip, and then it flares out, and it just does not suit me. And I just thought someone else could have a better time with that skirt. I don't think I regret it. I just didn't wear it so much. In summer, I just tend to go for more like really long flowy things and stuff that's not on my body. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Also in summer, I hate wearing blouses. I hate anything that like, you know, covers the armpit. It just makes me feel really restricted. I'm not very good in the heat. And then in the UK, we do tend to have like 3 months of just like unbearable heat and no aircon. And I hate it. And a lot of my Lolita wardrobe is like perfect for summer, like colour wise. But practically, no, it doesn't work. And then when it comes to winter, it rains all the time. And it's like, you know, like getting something like this wet and when the sky is all grey and dreary, I just feel like a lot of Lolita just doesn't work with English weather. Oh, I also sold my ivory, I don't even know the name of it. You know that ivory dress that was in my last video with the Baroque pattern on the bottom? Yeah, it was just a really shit dress and just kind of fell apart as soon as I opened it. It turns out it was a replica of a Taobao dress. Like normally when you come across replicas, they're of like the big brands. So it was, I sold it like really cheap. I think I sold it for like a tenner because it was bad. And yeah, I didn't replace that with anything. And again, it was ivory. Why did I go for ivory? It doesn't really suit me. Actually, I did replace it with something. I really liked the fantasy element of that dress because I was like, oh, I could wear, you know, elf ears with it. So I went for this one by Soufflé Song. And this is the Ballet Spirit, and you could wear this in all different ways, but I also felt it had like a medieval kind of vibe to it as well. I don't know, it's like the fantastical kind of dress. The only problem I have with this, yeah, is that there's blue marks on this and they just kept getting bigger and bigger, and I was like, what is this? And then I gave it a wash and it's still there, and I reckon it's from their biro pen. You know, when you're sewing a dress together and you mark, I don't know, I don't sew, but I know that you mark on the fabric and then you're supposed to cut that off, but they didn't. So yeah, there's like some biro stains on this, and it came like that. And even when I messaged them, they did absolutely nothing about it. So, but I do love this dress. I just hope no one can see the blue splodges. So that's all of the items that I sold and everything that I replaced them with. You've seen some of my new items, but I will be doing a January update wardrobe tour because I did manage to purchase quite a lot of new stuff. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I always forget to say that at the end of the video. And have a good new year, and I'll see you in January. Bye.